Hi guys, tonight we are doing a little basketball and some baseball. And really I guess the 2012 baseball will be the longest part of the break. The basketball is fairly quick, and of course the autographed baseball is also fairly quick. But the 2012, that one will take a little while. So we'll do it last. We'll do basketball first, then our autographed baseball, and then our 2012 baseball. So let's take a look at who is in our first break tonight. That is one box of 2012-13 and one box of 2013-14 Panini Innovation Basketball. This is break number 23, meaning it's the 23rd time we have broken that product combination. And our end date, that of course is tonight. Live stream schedule, that's here and now. And team names on the left, winning bidders across from it. Anything that you see that says no bids buyback, well, that's just an orphan team. Nobody gave it a forever home, so if anything comes out for one of those teams, it'll hang out here with me. And that spreadsheet will go up before the start of each break. And while I'm thinking about it, I didn't mark any of the unpaid teams. You guys probably noticed that, but if you haven't yet paid for your team, please do take care of that, and I will, of course, send you whatever you pull as long as you take care of the payment. Antonio, how are you? Has been a while since I've seen you. How have you been? Doing all right, I hope. Oh, you know what? Let's take this off of autofocus too. That way we don't have to worry about this thing constantly. Oops, that's a little too far in the other direction. We don't have to worry about this thing constantly zooming in and out. In this Innovation Basketball, in the 2012-13, we're going to pull out a pack of Kobe Anthology. They're promotional cards. That promotional pack of cards is in every single 2012-2013 basketball product that Panini put out. And we're going to open it up, and if there happens to be a signature or material or one of one in there, then it will be given out via random amongst everybody that's in this break. If there is not any of that in there and it's all base, then they just stay here with me. Actually, eventually they're going to get donated to the Children's Hospital. But we did pull once upon a time, we did pull one autographed Kobe card out of one of those. I nearly fell over when that happened. But, you know, they always say they're in there, but sometimes you think that they aren't because you've opened so many, but it really was. Oh, good. I'm glad you are doing well, Antonio. And all right, let's find you some wizards then. I like that that's your YouTube name. I'm just going to call you Just. How about that? First up, Milwaukee Bucks base, Larry Sanders. Martin Gortat for the Suns. Of course, I'm used to him being a Wizard, but he's a Sun right there. A little Dwayne Wade, numbered to 349 for the Miami Heat. And I think, again, these, you know, I always struggle to remember what these are called on the price guide, but I think they call them laser cut. Next up, we have one of our stained glass, and these actually can be worth some money out of 2012-13, which is the one we're looking at right now. So if it is that this is your card, you know, just double check it. Some of them are worth a little bit of money. And that one, of course, is Joakim Noah for the Bulls. I see a redemption. We're going to set it aside. We'll come back to it. A little Shingala for the Brooklyn Nets. That one is a sticker auto, and it's got some kind of an issue down here on that bottom edge. You can see some kind of I don't really know what that is. The paper is just kind of mashed up, pushed up, whatever, on that bottom edge. Straight out of the pack. A little Corey Joseph coming out for the Spurs. Oh, that's a piece of the basketball. I always like when we pull those. And it's numbered to 10, 4 of 10. So too bad that wasn't Kawhi Leonard 4 of 10, right? But still, Corey Joseph is still an okay hit, I guess. You'll notice there's a little bit of the white gone off of his name. Just didn't print very well on that card or something. Terrence Ross for the Raptors with another one of our laser cut type cards, and that one is numbered to 349. And then our redemption, let's drum roll it. Could it be Anthony Davis? Could it be? Could it be? Oh, Kobe. Nice. Nice, nice. You know, the very first box of 2012 Innovation I ever opened, I bought it for myself. I pulled Kobe Bryant, Innovative Ink. That one was gold. The one that I pulled, numbered to 25, was a redemption also. And I can tell you from experience, they do not still have that card because they did not still have it a year ago. Well, I shouldn't say that. They didn't have it numbered to 25. They might have it whatever this is numbered to, which I'm pulling up right now on the Panini checklist. So here's what you're going to do, because that is an expired redemption, but you do want to go ahead and put it in your Panini account like you normally would. And then if you haven't gotten the card in 6 weeks or so, then let me check the Innovative Ink. Then what you want to do is reach out to them. I recommend by way of Twitter, and the guy's handle is at Panini CSM, at Panini CSM. And just tell him what's going on. You have an expired redemption, blah, blah, blah. In my case, he actually sent me a different Kobe Bryant card from the same year, numbered to 25. And I did just look this up, and it's an open edition, so they might still have it since it's not numbered. So you might still be able to get this directly from Panini. I just know the gold numbered to 25 they don't have. Anyway, nice little hit there for the Lakers. It's always good to hit Kobe. And look who's on the top of the very next pack for 13-14. Oh yeah, it's Kobe again. And the laser cut numbered to 25, 22 of 25. So that's a pretty sweet little hit as well, actually. Insert for the Clippers with the starters. A little Steven Adams for the Oklahoma City Thunder to 199. That's with the Shadow Box autograph on card, which is one of my favorites out of Innovation. Oh, Steve Smith for the Atlanta Hawks to 199. And you have a piece of jersey and the signature. So that's nice. You don't see that a whole lot in Innovation. It's usually one or the other, not paired together all that often. In Innovation, anyway. Zach Randolph to 250 for the Grizzlies with the memorabilia hit. And then we have Kelly Olynyk for the Celtics in the stained glass. This one out of 13-14, by then the stained glass was a lot more common. It wasn't very common in 12-13. So the ones from 13-14 usually are not quite the same value as the ones that you'll pull in 12-13. But nonetheless, it's still a good thing to have. So let's review our Innovation hits. We have the Kobe Bryant redemption for the Lakers. Zach Randolph material hit for the Grizzlies. The Steve Smith jersey and signature for the Hawks. Steven Adams for the Thunder. There, you can see the number that way. Sometimes the way the light hits it makes it hard to see the number. A little Corey Joseph to 10 with a piece of the basketball for the Spurs. And then Shingala for the Nets, and that's the one that's got the, messed up bottom edge there. And then just for the heck of it, because this is probably still worth a little bit of money, there's your Kobe numbered to 25. You will see this does have some darker color shading around it. That is part of the card design, that kind of weird shading that really does honestly look weird, but it is supposed to be there. So when you get it, you will know it is really, truly supposed to be there. So there goes Innovation. That's going to bring us up to our Super Pack, which is a Super Break Buyback Edition basketball. Yeah, I'll get that out in a minute. It's a mouthful. But we're going to see what's in it. So hopefully we're going to pull something awesome out of it. Shipping wise, I think I forgot to say, didn't I? And I meant to, and I just forgot to do it. But most of this stuff, and that is messed up. Hang on one second. Let's try to fix this. I know it went black for a second, but it was messed up. Now it's fixed. Most of the stuff that we break tonight is probably going to ship roughly Wednesday. Some of it could get out a little earlier. Some of it could fall a day later, but I'm thinking probably Wednesday. So next up, 2017 Super Break Buyback Edition Basketball. This is break number 1. Same format as before. You'll see your name across from your team name. The unsold teams are marked with no bids buyback. Anything comes out for one of them, it hangs out here with me. Anything that comes out for one of you guys heads out to you probably on or about Wednesday. And, oh, you know what I got in the mail? I started saying the mail didn't come by mail. It came by like UPS. But anyway, on Friday, oh yeah, I got my hands on some of the private signings. Those promos they do. And we've opened some private signings, football, Super Bowl ones before. But we haven't opened the private signings for basketball, for the NBA. But I did get my hands on some for 2017, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with private signings, but man, you get some nice stuff in there. It's all very low numbered. There's lots of one-of-ones. There's lots of really cool stuff in there. So we have for the Detroit Pistons, looks like this is out of Lux, Joe Dumars, however you're supposed to say it, numbered to 25. And let's, I'm going to take it out of the little thing there, and good grief, what is on that? Okay, it's not on the card, it's just some kind of weirdness on the, I don't know, on the, what am I trying to say? The top loader. So maybe we can see it a little bit better right there. So for the Pistons, and numbered to 25 on card auto, and wow, the frame, look at, has a really nasty ding down there on the bottom right, which of course that's always been one of the knocks on Lux, is sometimes the frames are dinged or what's the word I'm looking for, tarnished and things like that. But that one definitely has a really kind of nasty lower left corner, which kind of makes an otherwise very nice card look a little dicey. But anyway, there we go. That's what we have for the Detroit Pistons. That's going to bring us to our autographed baseball. And I am trying to get us right here to the right spot on the spreadsheet. Struggling with that a little bit tonight. Clearly, I'm having some issues. And this is 2017 Onyx National Edition Preferred Players Autographed Baseball. This is break number 3. And on this one, you notice I did it by player name rather than by team. And clearly that did not go over well, because you will see like half of the players in here with no bids. So I guess what we will do is go back to the team concept on this like we did for the earlier ones. I just, somebody had mentioned before that why didn't we do some by player, because they only wanted certain players and, thought it would be better. But clearly you guys were not a fan of doing it by the player. So we're going to go back to doing it by the team. Oh, was that your Pistons card? Excellent. Excellent. That's a nice low numbered hit, and one of your good veteran, retired, Hall of Famer, whatever you want to call them. One of your good players. All right, and our ball. Here is I don't even know which way is up on that. Is that maybe going to be Logan Morrison? Perhaps. Let's see. Let's see if we read that right. It is indeed Logan Morrison. So you will see, of course, there's the little authentication sticker on the piece of paper, and then we have our corresponding authentication sticker on the ball. And this one is headed out to Logan Morrison. So guys, we have 3 different types of Onyx autograph balls. We have some more of these National Edition ones, which you know has a different checklist than the regular 2017 Preferred Players. We have some more of the 2017 Preferred Players, the regular ones. And then I just got, a few days ago, some of the 2017 Icon series, which came out at the first of the year and promptly sold out. And it has an awesome checklist, lots and lots of big names and Hall of Famers and all that jazz. So you'll have to be sure and check out the checklist on that one if you're interested in the autographed baseballs, because that Icon series is cool. I was so excited to find some of it again. All right, next up is we're doing a little Bryce Harper chasing here. And of course, Yu Darvish and some other high-end stuff that we can, high value, I should say, things that we can pull out of here too. But we are opening one box of 2012 Top Series 1 Jumbo, a Series 2 Jumbo, and an Update Hobby Box all together as one break. And obviously the first time we've broken it, because I just kind of found all these, grouped them together. I told you guys I got a bunch of weird odds and ends stuff, and I'm starting to group it together and move it on out the door. And of course, tons and tons of unsold teams in there. That's all those no bid buybacks. So I'll have a whole nother pile of cards to take and donate at some point. But in the meantime, let's see what we can find in here. And hopefully, those of you who did jump in and join the bidding on this will pull something to make it worth your while, I hope. And this, you may as well settle in, because you know these jumbos have a zillion and 1 cards in them. And yeah, we got 2 of the jumbos to open. And then the hobby, which is no slouch either, has a fair amount of cards in it too, but crazy amounts of cards. There's like 500 cards in each of the jumbos. So 1,000 cards just in the 2 jumbos is insane. You've got some Rangers in here. All right. Well, let's see if we can find you some Rangers. And I'm going to go right to the middle where all of our little goodies are. And I'm going to set them aside so that we can buzz through our base, because we know the base is considerable. So we're going to buzz through the base here at a fairly decent pace. And then we'll look at all of our little goodies that are in the middle a little more closely. And of course, if we see something awesome here in the base, we'll also stop and take a better look at it as well. But for the most part, what we're after is probably going to be in the middle, unless we get lucky and run across a short print, which honestly do not have all the short prints memorized for 2012 for sure. But there are a couple that I would probably recognize. And, as always, some of the short prints are worth a decent amount of money. So that's one thing I would say you always want to keep an eye out for when you get stuff like this. Now let's look at our guts. Tara, you're after the... Who are you after? That says the Orioles probably. Okay, you must have Baltimore then. It's a little Alan Craig World Series with our, I don't know, I always call this one Sparkle, but I don't think that's probably really what it's supposed to be called, but I never remember what all those patterns are supposed to be called. Pirates. Gold Standard Nolan Ryan. A little Hank Aaron. I love Hank Aaron. That makes me happy every time I see Hank Aaron in something. Golden Moments Paul O'Neill. Oh, Curtis Granderson in the, oh, well, it's a mini card, but it corresponds with a year, but I can't remember what the year is that it represents. That's just an advertising card. Ryan Sandberg. Well, that's got two different players on it. That's Cubs and Braves. We'll have to set that aside. We'll deal with that later in random. And then for the Braves, we already have one of our hits, and it is a memorabilia hit for the Braves. Yeah, it took me a minute, Tara. I did figure that out. I was like, I saw that, and I'm thinking, of course, anytime I see apostrophe and an S, I'm always thinking, A's. Because that's what you usually see with apostrophe S. And I'm thinking, no, wait, she typed O's. It just took me a minute to mentally work my way through that. I'm like, oh, yeah, Orioles. Just slightly slow on the uptake tonight, kids. That's all I can say. Sometimes you just have days like that. And that's what happened. It took me a minute to figure it out. They always, like, part of the way through, flip these around so you're looking at stuff upside down. There's one of your Orioles. This is another multiplayer card. And it depends on how many of these multiplayer cards we find. And I see we have a bunch right here. So we will probably end up, rather than doing all of those one at a time, which I'm not real keen on if we have a bunch, what we'll probably do is like put them in random, and the ones that are 3 players, we'll let random choose right, left, or middle, and then whatever it chooses, that's how they'll go. So either the middle team, the team on the left, the team on the right, that kind of thing. Because I would say we're going to find a bunch more of those before we're done. Too many to make it worthwhile to do it the other way. Okay, this was some kind of thing that's obviously way long expired, some kind of promo thing. Nick Hundley. Classic walk-offs for Big Poppy. A little Mike Trout, gold futures. Gold standard, Tom Seaver. Wow, I haven't seen Tom Seaver on a card in forever. Roberto Clemente. Brandon Phillips in our mini. Another advertising card and another dual card that will, I'm pretty sure we're going to end up taking all those to random. Well, goodness. It would be helpful if I could get the wrapper open, wouldn't it? Let's get our little, we'll get our little guts out of there. I had I just turned those too. We had the pre-order come up this week for 2018 Series 1. It seems like so far away still, but yet we already have to start thinking about it to order in for the 2018 cards. They force me to think farther ahead than I want to think most of the time. I'm still trying to enjoy this year because we've had such an entertaining year with our rookies, with Aaron and Cody and Andrew. Are all of the rest of those facing that way? Probably. Yes. It's funny to see some of these guys, it's only been, 5 years ago, but some of them look so much younger. And some of them I forget like Devin Mesoraca that we just saw. I've even forgotten that 2012 was his rookie year. League leaders, that's another one that's going to have to wander over here to our area that'll go to random. Walk-offs. Our gold futures in there is Zach Britton. Our gold standard It's Gibson. A little Mickey mantle. That's nice. Of course, Mickey's now exclusive in Panini stuff. There's old Brooks Robinson, Craig Kimbrell, and now one of our advertising cards. Whoops, hang on. Something stuck to the back of our advertising card. And it's our Timeless Talents. So we've got this upcoming week, we've got Clearly Authentic coming out and Immaculate Baseball. So both of those listings went up tonight. If you're interested in either one, I think they're both. Well, of course, Immaculate Baseball is always awesome. I mean, you can pull really some of the best memorabilia of the year out of Immaculate Baseball, in my opinion. And then, of course, Clearly Authentic is a new product, but every card is on-card autograph and every card is encased. So they're going to be pretty sweet. It's mostly our current players and our rookies in there. There are some that are reproduction cards. Obviously, the autograph is not reproduction, but I think like a Hank Aaron, there's a Derek Jeter, and I would have to look at it to tell you who else, but those are 2 per case we will have of the reproduction cards, i.e. not current players, but they will still have on-card autos. So those are going to be pretty cool too. And we're going to break that by the case. It's a 20-box case. Little Derek Jeter, Starlin, Tom Seaver again, but with the Mets there. Our mini, our stupid advertising card. I say stupid advertising card, but really I do use them. I use them when, you know, sometimes when shipping things, you put them on the outside of a group of cards to make sure if there were any mishap that it would fall on them and not on something else. But I'm actually really excited about both Immaculate and Clearly Authentic. I know I've been talking about them all week, but I'm really so much looking forward to them. I can't wait to get into both. I think they're going to be pretty awesome. Because I like memorabilia hits. You know, I know, of course, it's got a lot of signatures in Immaculate as well, but it definitely has a lot of nice memorabilia. And I added some of the pictures that they had a group of them in the preview, or whatever you want to call it, for Immaculate. So I added the ones that I could fit. You know, we're limited to the number of pictures you can put in, oh, Paul Goldschmidt, in a listing. But I added what I could to give you kind of an idea if you're not familiar, although I imagine most of you probably are already familiar with how Immaculate looks. But it's loaded up with Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger and Alex Bregman and Dansby and all of our rookies. I'm sure there's Benintendi in there too. And Clearly Authentic is about the same. I mean, also pretty well loaded up. Checklist is already up for Clearly Authentic on the Topps website. I don't know if Panini has it up yet for Immaculate Baseball. I forgot to look. Yeah, we're definitely doing all the doubles and triples by way of random. The triples we'll do between right, left, and center, and of course the duals we'll just do right and left, and then whatever team falls in whichever position, we'll end up with that one. I tell you what, guys, this stack is getting kind of high. I'm going to slide this on over to the sorting part, or the sorting mat. It's a whole other mat, actually, so that I don't have to worry about our stack getting crazy high and tossing over and doing something terrible to us. Oh, there's a little Madison Bumgarner. Finally back in action. Although I think too late to help them at this point in time. I think they're done for the year. Well, they're not done for the year, but you know what I mean. I don't think they're gonna get where they need to go. Ah, here's our signature hit. That's and it is for the A's, Gio Gonzalez, Golden Moments for the A's. So that's so we've hit one autograph and one of our relics. We should have one more relic to find somewhere in Series 2 here, or Series 1 rather. We're not in Series 2 yet. Got ahead of myself. Chipper Jones. I like going back and opening some of the older products sometimes. You forget who all was young, just starting, and who was still playing then that's since retired. I actually have some 2012 Gypsy Queen, too, that I need to get listed. All these doubles and triples I'm just setting over there to the left to remind me to do them in random. We'll look through them all again, of course, before I actually run the random, or actually we'd probably look at them after, would make more sense. Then you'd be able to tell what team they go with. But if I don't set them off to the left, I'm afraid I'll forget to do it. Ryan Braun. I'm going to try to get some of those Icons autographed baseballs up for next week, too. Because that's another one, man. I'm dying to get into those. Because they have, such potential. I am really, it's hard for me not to go down there and open them all up myself. And then have to buy more to do the breaks with. But they were not super easy to find, nor were they inexpensive. So I know I cannot go down there and open them all up myself and then buy more for the break. But I kind of want to. That's the hardest part, is wanting to open everything, but yet knowing I have to wait. Seen a lot of Derek Jeter tonight, haven't we? Oh, a little Ty Cobb. And our timeless talent. I recognize that on the bottom. That's another one of those little promotional things that's long since expired. Well, I guess there were only two that were going the opposite way in that particular configuration. It's always fun to see the pictures where they're getting doused after the walk-off wins, you know. It's better, I think, when they just get it with water than sometimes you see them getting it with, like, Gatorade and stuff like that. I think that would just be a big sticky mess. Of course, I guess if you just hit the walk-off run, then I guess you probably don't care if you get sticky stuff all over you. All right, last pack of Series 1 Jumbo, so we should have our other relic in here. And there, as a matter of fact, there it was. It's a big one. All right, let's look at the guts, see what we got. Oh, Willie Mays, yay. Mike Stanton. Little Dustin Pedroia mini. And here's our, whoops, hang on. We had something stuck in behind there in our Timeless Talents. And our gigantic relic, numbered to 736 for the Dodgers, Sandy Koufax Retired Rings. And that is a monster card. Like, look how thick that thing is. Obviously, that's not going to go in any kind of top loader that... well, actually, it might go in the biggest... I ordered some, like, 300 and something point top loaders, which it might go in, but I don't have a sleeve that I could put it in to get it in there. Of course, I can't put it in there without a sleeve, so I'll find another safe way to get that to you. But that's a pretty nice little relic. I want to see something on that. I'm trying, where is that? I want to look this one up. Retired Rings, is that what it was called? Gold Player Ring Card. Well, maybe it's not in here where I can find it, but I thought that it was, oh, maybe that's it. Okay, yeah, that's, on to Series 2. And just like Series 1, we're going to have 500 cards. We're going to have 3 hits and a bunch of base and some inserts. My poor squeaky chair. All right, let's try and get every time I think I've got it going in the right direction, it goes off in the wrong direction again. And I think I'm going to go ahead and move these again. Just makes me nervous. I don't like the stacks getting tall like that. Gary Carter, another advertising card. That Derek Jeter will be numbered. Yeah, it is 261. 48 of 61 on that one. And our mini is Nelson Cruz. Well, we can sort it out there. At least they make it handy by putting them all right in the middle, so makes it a little easier when you're doing the jumbos, that you know just to pull out the middle and then you can buzz through the rest for the most part. Oh, is that Cozart looking so young right there? Did I miss? No. Oops, I about forgot to look at our middle part. I was just getting ready to open another one. Yeah, let's stop for a minute and take a look at what we actually want to see. Our inserts. A little Cal Ripken. Hank Aaron. Roger Maris mini. Logan Morrison. I say that just because, of course, we pulled out his autographed baseball earlier. Little Sandy Koufax insert. Johnny Bench, my other favorite player. Johnny Bench and Hank Aaron are my two favorite players pretty much ever. And our hit is for the Rockies, the signature hit, Willen Rosario for the Rockies. We will still have, of course, a couple of relics left to find in here. Well, the center is not wanting to cooperate on that one. Matt Thornton was stuck behind Carlos Santana there. if anybody jumped in late, I'm expecting this stuff will probably ship Wednesday, possibly, you know, plus or minus a day. Could get out Tuesday, could fall some to Thursday, but I expect the majority of it is probably going to be out the door on Wednesday. I do print the labels directly from eBay, so normally they will update the listing with the tracking number after I print the label. Sometimes recently that has not happened. But I think whatever they had going on is possibly fixed, because I haven't noticed it in the last probably at least 5 or 6 days. And before that I noticed it a handful of times. A little Chipper Jones, Frank Robinson, and Cole Hamels. And it used to be that not only would it update the tracking in eBay, it used to update it to PayPal as well. But I'm not sure if it still updates it to PayPal, since they, you know, sold off, eBay sold off PayPal, and it's an independent company now. I'm not sure if it still updates to PayPal. But it definitely should update to eBay. Oh, there's a nice little Cespedes rookie. How about that interview with him? What was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, when he was talking about, oh, how the A's were like the best, and the manager at the A's, you know, was the best manager he'd ever played for, and how when he wants to retire with the A's. And I mean, just like going on and on and on about the A's. It's like, man, you signed that giant contract with the Mets, and I don't know if you should be just wandering around talking about how great the A's are when you're currently playing with the Mets. But hey, there you go. That's Cespedes for you. Nice little die cut for the Phillies. And that is a bunt card, but that's just, I guess, again, some kind of other little advertising card. Because, of course, you know, the bunt app. It's hard for me to get into the digital cards, though. I mean, I like it in the sense that you can use the cards to kind of almost play it's not exactly fantasy baseball with it, obviously, because you don't draft and keep the same team, but you go in and play a little contest every day with the cards that you do have, and so that part of it's kind of fun. But just the overall thing, like I can't get into spending real money for digital cards, although I know a lot of people do. And some people spend a lot of money on digital cards. Little Reggie Jackson. Another die cut, and that is Jackie Robinson. Gold Standard Willie McCovey. Gold Futures Drew Pomerantz. And our mini is Felix Hernandez. Man, our relics are gonna like hide out here towards the end, aren't they? I can't believe it's already time for football to be starting back. I mean, I know it's just preseason games right now, but man, it just doesn't seem like it should already be time for us to be getting back into football, back into basketball. I mean, we're still what feels like in the middle of baseball, although obviously I guess we're kind of on the downside of it at this point, but I guess it goes that way every year. It just always seems like it's so fast and summer's gone. Another little bunt advertising card. And Ken Griffey Jr. Oh, here's one of our relics. Well, if I can get the middle out of there, we'll be doing okay. There's a little Yu Darvish rookie. Whoops, I think that was maybe stuck behind the other one. Mike Trout. Ozzie Smith. I like Ozzie too. Felix Hernandez again in our mini. And our relic, Mariano Rivera. That's actually a pretty nice little relic, as a matter of fact, for the Yankees. I like that one. I prefer those kind of relics to the manufactured patches. I kind of have a preference for the ones like that are the metal ones. Another Yu Darvish. You hear my little cats starting to fight down there. I've got a brother and a sister and man, they just go after each other sometimes. Like, I think it starts out that they're playing, and then, I don't know, suddenly they're not. They're like tearing the house down, chasing each other around. They sound like they're starting to get a little testy down there, so I don't know. They may be full speed ahead up the stairs in a minute. Paul Molitor. Tom Seaver for the Mets on that one. So we should have one more relic in here. This should be, I expect will be a game-used relic. Or at least a player relic. Maybe I shouldn't say game-used. They're not necessarily all game-used, but... Ichiro. Daniel Murphy. Our mini is Joe Mauer. And our relic, oh, Zach Greinke when he was with the Brewers. And it is game used. Now that brings us into update. Now we get about the business of looking for Bryce Harper. And this is the last sealed box of 2012 update that they have at my hobby store, or had, obviously, because I bought the last one they had. They had a couple, but we already broke some of them several months ago. And I think I opened one myself. And then there's this one. The last one he had. So we will find one autograph or relic card in here. Of course, obviously we have the chance to find Bryce Harper rookie cards and all that jazz as well. So here's hoping, guys, that we pull the big fire out of here. Of course, I'd be happy pulling a Cespedes or a Yu Darvish or any of our other high-profile players out of here, too. But I'm just kind of on a Bryce Harper chase in this particular box. I get that way sometimes. Like I've been opening a lot of 2007 football chasing Adrian Peterson's rookie autograph. And not really because I'm a Vikings fan, because I'm not. I'm a Steelers fan. But just, I don't know, I just get in those grooves sometimes where I just think, I really want to find the rookie autograph of whoever. And then I'll go after it and try to find it. But this one's going to be a little harder because it's really hard to find a 2012 update right now. Unless somebody comes across a big stash of it. And I was opening a lot, had a lot of 2013 stuff from the hobby store too. I had some 2013 Bowman Chrome and a few other good things like that he had quite a bit of, and I was opening it some myself, and I did a couple breaks with it too, a little bit here and there. And I mean, he had it since 2013, right? Like he didn't just bring it in recently because of being able to pull Judge and some of that out of there. He'd had it since 2013, so I didn't really think there was any great rush on it, so I was just buying it little bits at a time from him. And then of course, when Aaron started heating up, somebody came in and bought it all. Like, oh well, I should have been the one to do that, but it had been there all that time. I didn't think it was going to be an issue. And ditto with some 2015 stuff that would have, you know, could have chased some Cody Bellinger in. He had some of that too. And again, I had only bought one or two boxes or something because he had a ton. So I was just buying a little bit. But nope, same guy that cleaned out all the 2013 cleaned out that 2015 as well. So that's what I get for sleeping on it. But I did get this, at least. I did get the last of the 2012 update several months ago now, but I had it stashed somewhere and just ran across it again recently. So that's why I'm listing all the odds and ends I found. Yeah, we will try to find you, we will try to find you some Yu Darvish in here. Of course, we did find you the couple of rookies in the jumbo, but I know you want a relic or a signature for sure. Well, good grief, good grief. I think it's easier just to get them all out of the packs up front. Just get that part out of the way. Obviously, you can see that's what I'm doing, but yeah, I think it's just as easy as doing one pack at a time. This way we just get all the opening and noisy part done. My stacks are getting tall. I thought for a while that Series 2 update for this year might turn out to be like 2012 update. Because for a period of time, that's the only thing Topps announced that they would have Cody Bellinger in. And then, of course, they subsequently have come out and put them in, you know, Chrome and Allen and Ginter and whatnot as redemptions. But still. So it may be that 2012, it may be that Series 2... or update, I mean, good grief. Why am I talking about Series 2? It may be that update is the first live autographs that Topps is going to have for him, and maybe he's going to be redemptions and everything up to that point. I don't know, but either way, we've got update coming whenever it hits. We've got a few cases of it, so we'll be able to track it down. I forget that, of course, all of these are not gonna, they're not all nice and neat and in the center like they are in jumbos. These are the hobbies, so they're kind of spread out throughout the packs. But there was no 2012 jumbo that he had. He only had the hobby. I was really honestly surprised he even had that when I bought it. I think it's because it was setting back somewhere and he didn't maybe realize he had it either till he started looking through some stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy all of that, thank you. Oh, that might have been numbered. I'll flip that over and see. No. AJ Pollock. Forgot that was his rookie year as well. Oh, and I forgot about Starling. There's a bunch. See, there's a bunch of rookies that I forget that 2012 was their rookie year. Mike Moustakas. But I'm sure we can look forward to lots of fun home run derby things for Mr. Aaron Judge. Will be in update this year. That was one of the best home run derbies, like, in, what, ever? I mean, it was so cool this year. It was awesome. turned that the wrong way. I gambled and chose incorrectly. Jim Rice Mini. Ah, you forget about Arietta being an Oriole. Although in Chrome they had one of, was it in Chrome? It was in, well, it was in something I opened recently. If it wasn't Chrome, it was a recent product where they had one of the Back to the Future autographs. It wasn't Chrome, actually. I think it was in Panini. It was in, why can't I think of what their product is called? Optic had some of the Back to the Future autographs where they have our, you know, the current players with their former teams and signed. So there was one that came out for the Orioles out of Optic. I don't think any of those inserts are numbered. Some of these are numbered, but none that I've seen so far. But usually when they are, they're numbered to whatever the year is. You guys probably know that. So when you find them, oh, there's another Darvish. And your other, what's the word I'm looking for? A different picture, alternate photograph. I'll get it out in a minute. Anyway, the ones that are numbered most of the time are numbered to whatever the year is. So these would be numbered to 2012, whatever we find for the most part of the ones that have the colored border. Oops, our mini went flying right away there. Little Mark Trumbo back when he was with the Angels. Matt Harvey. It's another one whose rookie year I forget about, being 2012. Matt Harvey sometimes forgets to go to the ballpark. He's been, I don't know what they're going to do with that guy. Oh, Yaz. Well, man, every other card's the opposite way in there. There's a Bryce from the All-Star game. Is that one numbered? No. Giancarlo. Robinson Cano. All right. Once again, why did I put those there? They're supposed to be back here. They're not an insert. I'm going to move some of this off, as well as our stack. Part of that stack of inserts is also getting rather higher than I would prefer. So we're going to move some of those as well. Oh, that is numbered. I was looking in the wrong place. So those are probably all numbered to 2012. You guys may have seen that, and I didn't. I kept looking right there. I forgot they were up there on these. Yeah, they are. So all these with the gold border that I kept thinking, why aren't they numbered? Yeah, they were, and I'm just stupidly looking in the wrong place. Nice. Pablo Sandoval, the big panda. That one, I don't think, that one actually is not numbered. Man, the Red Sox had to eat like $1 zillion in salary on the panda. And now he's just back with the Giants. I think it's going to be interesting to see what Derek Jeter does with, well, obviously he's not the sole owner, but what transpires with the Marlins now that they're going to be buying the team. And I guess he's pretty much going to be running baseball operations. Can't be, I mean, it's got to be better than the guy that currently owns the Marlins. Little Mike Trout All-Star Game. Well, actually, this is, all right, an advertising thing for something called Topps Pennant, which I don't even remember at all. Is there somebody stuck behind? Yeah, Elvis Andreas, I think, was stuck behind Jay Bruce the first time I flipped through it. Oh, look at that. There's a little Yasmani rookie. He's been playing well. This is numbered to 50. It says Silk Collection, and it's got, I guess that's just part of the card. Yeah, I guess that's part of the card design down there. It's for the Indians, and who is on that? Kevin Slowy, something. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Little Silk Collection numbered to 50. Hit for the Indians. Nolan Ryan. Wow, there is a, I guess we'll put this in random too, because that's just a presidential candidate in there. There's another Cespedes. There's another Darvish from the All-Star Game. So we found you a handful of you, Darvish, anyway. And there's that, the Blockbuster card as well. Our hit is Jared Weaver, All-Star Game Materials. Angels, of course. Well, every other card's going the opposite way. My goodness. A little Future Stars Mike Trout. It's a nice mini. Here's another Bryce Harper. I thought there was one stuck, and it was. It was Dave Winfield trying to hitch a ride on the back of that other card. Joey Votto looking so young. Another Cespedes. Advertising. And advertising. All right, guys, so we've got to deal with these cards, which is a stack of cards that are double players, a stack of cards with triple, and then one presidential candidate. So we're going to do the triples first. And basically, I'm going to go to random, and I'm going to put in left, middle, right, and if random chooses left, then each of these cards will go to whatever player is on the left. If it chooses the middle, it'll go to whatever player's in the middle. If it chooses the right, it will go to whatever player's on the right. So we're doing random for the triple player cards is what we're going to do first. So give me 1 second to cut and paste all of our well, actually I don't have to cut and paste all of our teams, do I? We have to do that later for our presidential candidate. We don't have to do it right now. Right now, we're just going to go left, middle, right. I'm going to hit random 3 times, and wherever we end up on the 3rd time is where these cards are going to go. So there's first, here's second, here's third. All right, and you will see right there, you've randomized this list 3 times. There's our date and time stamp, and it's come up with the middle, and then some weird little message about whatever that thing is. We're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so middle. And here's what I'm going to do so that I do not forget where these go or have to go back and watch the video later to refresh my memory. I'm going to circle the one on the top. That's on the sleeve, of course. I did not write on the card. I wrote on the sleeve. So we'll flip through these and you guys can take a look. It's going to be the middle team on each of these that we're looking for that will end up with the card. So here you can get a look at it. If your team is in the middle, it's coming to you. And then in a minute, we're going to do the same thing, except it'll just be left right on our other dual player cards, but it's going to be the same concept where we will either all those cards will go to the left or all those cards will go to the right. We'll do the exact same thing. It'll go 3 times, and wherever we end up after the 3rd time is how the card will land. And there again, you'll see 3 times our date and time stamp, and these go to the right. Do the same thing I did on the last one, but just put the top one in and circle the right hand side so that I will have it for reference. And here we go. So team on the right is going to end up with each of these cards. Then we have our presidential card here, which this Mitt Romney card. And for this guy, I'm going to copy all of the team names out of the spreadsheet. So give me 1 second to get those on the clipboard, and then we'll just put each team, all 30 teams will go into random. And same thing, we'll hit it 3 times. Actually, we don't have to hit it 3 times when there's 30 teams, but we'll just hit it once, and wherever it ends up, you know, whatever team ends up number 1 after we do it, we'll take the Mitt Romney card, because really with 30 things, there's no reason to have to do it multiple times. And that is going to the Astros. So Mr. Mitt Romney here is going to the Astros, if I can get him in there. Yeah, so, all right, Mitt, Astros. Then we'll take a look at our hits again. Jared Weaver for the Angels with the All-Star Stitches relic. We have the little silk collection for the Indians numbered to 50. Zach Greinke for the Brewers, game used materials. For the Yankees, Mariano Rivera with the relic, or the gold pin card, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of both. Willen Rosario for the Rockies. It's our first signature. Gio Gonzalez for the A's is our second signature. Dan Uggla for the Braves. Probably just should have stuck with Dan on that. And then our retired rings for the Dodgers with the Sandy Koufax numbered to 736. And that is the whole break tonight, guys. That's all the stuff we had to open this evening. So as always, I thank you so much for hanging out with me, chatting with me, breaking and bidding with me. Have new stuff going up pretty much every night. I break pretty much every night. So there's always something new to jump in on, and I hope that I will see you guys again on a future break. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you again so much. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.